Hey, what's up everybody? It's Rutech. Today we're talking about 3 incredible gaming monitors you can get for under $250. Over this past year, the price of good monitors has been dropping a good bit, so $250 is a great budget to have to get a monitor that is above average. In this price range, you have great options, and I have some good variety in this list, which will allow you to figure out which one fits your needs the most. Nowadays, with $250, you can not only have a high refresh rate, but also a high resolution screen. I'm talking 1440p, which we'll talk more about pretty soon. Now, before I dive straight into it talking about these monitors, I first have a quick message. DigitalChillMart.com is the best place to get cheap Windows 10 and 11 license keys. If you're building a PC or have built one, but you're still running an unactivated version of Windows, Digital Chill Mart has you covered. Simply go to the front page of their website, scroll down a bit, and you'll find Windows 10 and 11 for great prices. And the prices get better. I have a coupon code for you guys to use. Type in RUTECH right here and it'll be instantly applied. Link for digitalchillmart.com will be in my description. Alright, so these monitors are in no particular order, however I will mention my personal recommendation of the 3 at the end of the video. Okay, so in the number 3 slot we have a 1440p gaming monitor, the Asus VG27WQ. Let's start off with the size. It's a 27-inch monitor, which for most is the golden number, as 24 sometimes is a bit small and 32 is pretty massive, and you also get pretty big pixels. It also has a 1500R curve, which is a pretty noticeable curve. Personally, I like curved monitors as they really do compensate for the curvature of your eye, but that's just me. As I said earlier, the resolution is 1440p, so you're getting a really sharp image. I will say, when I made the jump from 1080p to 1440p a couple years ago, it was night and day. It's a beautiful difference. Now for response time, it's 1 millisecond, which is what you look for in a gaming display, and a refresh rate of 165 Hz, so a bit smoother than 144. If you have a really strong PC hitting those higher 100s in the frame rates, your gaming experience will be buttery smooth. How about the panel type? This monitor's panel is a VA. Nowadays, VA panels are pretty on par with IPS panels, and they have an advantage when it comes to contrast ratios, meaning deeper black colors. So I'm definitely glad they put a VA panel in here. Now when you're gaming, you definitely don't want any screen tearing, but luckily this monitor has a FreeSync Premium and G-Sync, so no tearing will be experienced. Now let's move on beyond the inside technical stuff and direct our attention to the build. Amazingly, this display also comes with a phenomenal stand that can tilt, swivel, and height adjust. That means you can adjust the monitor's position perfectly to your liking to prevent neck aches and other potential annoyances. And lastly, for the selection of ports, it has a one DisplayPort 1.2, 2 HDMI 2.0s, and an audio jack. So that's the Asus, but let's see how these other 2 brands hold up in this $250 price range. Next monitor in the number 2 slot is the Alienware AW2521HF. Alienware is typically seen as overpriced crap, but that's for its PCs. Alienware actually makes some pretty solid monitors, so let's see how this one holds up. This thing is pretty high tech, I won't lie. You got a lot of cool stuff with this display, but you are sacrificing one aspect that may be a deal breaker to some of you. Let's take a look. So it has a size of 24.5 inches and resolution of 1080p. Not the best start compared to the last monitor, but hold on. It has a response time of 1 millisecond and refresh rate of 240 Hz. Now, if you're a FPS gamer, highly competitive, play games like CSGO, Valorant, League, where you'll be hitting those high frame rates in the 200s, that 240 Hz might be something you'd want for the competitive edge. But hey, that's totally up to you. That's why I put this guy in this list. But I will say, from what I've heard, I've actually never used a 240 Hz monitor. From what I've heard, the difference between 144 or 165 and 240 Hz is actually not that huge of a difference. You're already getting a super smooth experience with 144 Hz, and 240 is kind of overkill for a lot of gamers, and they just don't see the need for having a 240 Hz monitor. But again, it's all up to personal preference. For the panel and colors, it's an IPS panel with a 99% sRGB color range. So you're getting nice, accurate, and vibrant colors, which will make for a pleasant gaming experience. It's always nice when you can experience the graphics at their full fidelity. And of course, anti-tearing is an integral part of a gaming monitor. You're getting G-Sync and FreeSync. The stand is also pretty premium. You can adjust the height, tilt, and you can pivot. No neck aches to be found. And lastly, for ports, 2 HDMIs, 1 DisplayPort, an audio jack, and 4 USB 3.0s. This display actually comes with a USB upstream, so you can expand your USB I/O using this monitor. Pretty cool. So that's it for the Alienware monitor. Key takeaways would be the 240Hz IPS vibrant color display and 4 extra USB ports to add to your system. But we still have one more monitor to talk about, being the BenQ Mobius EX2710S. This display is also a beast, and it comes with some really cool built-in tech. So for size, it's 27 inches, so a decent bit larger than 24.5. It has a response time of 1 millisecond, so you'll have that competitive edge and responsiveness, and a refresh rate of 165 Hz, so super smooth gameplay. This monitor easily has the best color reproduction of the 3 monitors we talked about today. It has an IPS panel with a DCI P3 95% color space, which means you're getting some phenomenal color reproduction. It also has a contrast ratio of 1000:1, so some pretty solid deep black colors, but not quite as good of a contrast ratio as a VA panel, which would usually be 3000:1, but that's not too big of a deal for most people. When it comes to anti-tearing, of course, you're getting FreeSync and G-Sync, and the stand is just as nice as the rest. It can tilt, swivel, and height adjust, and for ports, 2 HDMI 2.0s, 1 DisplayPort 1.4, and an audio jack. This monitor also has some cool tech built in, for example, HDRI optimization. In short, this monitor has a built-in sensor which optimizes the HDR effect based on the lighting conditions of what you're viewing. It also has Brightness Intelligence Plus, which ensures there's no overexposure in bright scenes. And of course, these options can be disabled if you'd like. So those are the 3 options for this video, but which one truly gets you the best bang for your buck? These are all amazing monitors, but if I really had to choose, I would go with the Asus VG27WQ, and here's why. For starters, this is a 1440p screen. I cannot find any other 1440p monitors that were gaming oriented or were of quality. This 1440p screen takes the cake for multiple reasons. It has a nice VA panel with a 3000:1 contrast ratio, has a 165 Hz refresh rate, HDR capabilities, a nice stand, and comes from a trustworthy brand, Asus. But yeah, like I said earlier, 1440p in comparison to lower resolutions is a huge difference. You'll see it in gaming, you'll see it in web browsing, you'll see it in every task you're doing on your PC. The mere fact that this Asus monitor is not only 1440p resolution, but also has a high refresh rate of 165 Hz, not even 144, 165, pretty impressive, and it's a great deal. Side note though, if this video wasn't for gaming and more for color accuracy and vibrancy, I would definitely go with a BenQ. So that will wrap it up for today's video. If you enjoyed the video, drop a like. Have any comments or questions, don't be afraid to drop a comment below, or join my Discord, the link will be in the pinned comment. And of course, if you enjoy the content you're seeing, drop a sub, I would really appreciate it. Thanks for watching, peace out.